at the time, that hour, that the Klal Yisrael stood at the foot of Har Sinai, at that moment, the Yid was at his highest intellectual peak since Sheshish Meibreshis. He grew, the Klal Yisrael, a person kept on growing, maturing from Brias Ha'olam. Adam Chava was created until until that generation of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was, and that door was the greatest intellectually that the Klal Yisrael ever possessed. From then on, despite to Hader's Labamis, as time passed, it started to erode. The Klal Yisrael started going somewhat slowly downhill. And it's no contradiction what we find today, a tremendous, overwhelming, stunning, sensational technological discoveries and advancements. It's not because of the brains and the brilliance and that they're that much, they're that much smarter, they have so much, their intellectual, their IQ is higher than their parents and their grandparents and great-great-grandparents. It's just a question of the accumulation. They accumulated all of the discoveries, some of the discoveries that took place before them. For instance, the first time the Wright brothers put an airplane up in the air was a tremendous breakthrough. When Thomas Edison discovered electricity, that was a greater breakthrough than all the megabytes with all the computers that we have nowadays. It's just that they kept on compiling everything that was from all the generations until today. So what we have today is nothing compared to the time of Moshe Rabbeinu. Shimon HaTzadik was from the very less of that great assembly from the Shir Knesset Agdola, that Mordechai and Ezra were all members of the Anshe Knesset Agdola. That linked together the Nevi'im together with the Tanoim, the time of the Mishnah, the time of Reb Meir, Reb Akiva, Reb Yehuda, Reb Gamliel, all of the Tanoim. So he was from the first. Shimon HaTzadik was from the very last of the Anshe Knesset Agdola. He used to say, the world stands on three pillars: on Torah, Avodah, and Chasadim. And the study of Torah, and also serving the Baruch davening, serving with your heart, and Chasadim, compassion, caring. A Yid is someone that cares. A Yid has mitfil, hearts. He sees somebody in sorrows. He sees somebody needs help. He doesn't rest until he's there to help him. That's one of the greatest traits is Rachmanim Bnei Rachmanim. Bnei Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Rachmanim. They're Bnei Rachmanim. And this is so manifest. We see that so in our day. There's these tremendous, the legendary Hasidim organizations, Hatzolah, Gemach, Bikra Cholim, some of the great things that they do for the sick and for the poor and the poverty-stricken. And they make every year, they make the Hatzolah and the Bikra Cholim and the Gemach, they make every year a dinner because they need the cooperation of the officials, the city officials, for the fire department, the police department. They make once a year a dinner, and the citations, they present them with awards. So, and the program, they had a Batchan Shlomo Darshan for farming, and a speaker takes note of the audience, and like the Zohar says, I would do a shaman when he speaks, the ears that listen, so that already inspires the speaker even more. So you notice everybody's listening, enjoying his humor, but there was one goiter, a police sergeant, who was kind of fidgety and restless, and they figured, no, there's a Hagoy should come. He hasn't got a sense of humor, he's sterile, everybody don't know what it's all about. So Finally, when he finishes his last line, everybody's laughing, applauding, and this sergeant comes over to him. He said, Mr. Comedian, I want to ask you something. Are you finished? He cooks some money. What kind of question is that? So he said, yeah, I'm finished. He said, well, let me tell you a story. He said it was a Thursday night. We were patrolling the streets in Borough Park, one of the most so-called religious neighborhoods in the world. And we saw a couple gentlemen going suspiciously from basement to basement, door to door, dropping off packages. We flashed our lights brightly. We said, halt! Driver's registration and driver's license. They produced it. It was an order. He said, okay. We said to them, now show us the drugs that you're peddling. He said, officer, there's no drugs. So what do you mean there's no drugs? What are you doing 3 o'clock in the morning? It's sneaking in and out of basements. So he said, officer, he said, we're dropping off food packages. The Sabbath is fast approaching. And these people don't have the means to put on their Sabbath table. And what's even more embarrassing, some of them were high on the financial ladder. And to meet us face to face, that really embarrassed them. It's like spilling blood. So we make sure to come when it's pitch dark, everybody's sound asleep. They won't see who their benefactor is. Ha ha! Oh my goodness, you men should write, you should write fiction. Come on, show it. He said, officer, take a look on our truck, see what we have there. They climb on the truck, and they started to get frustrated, and they started to kick over the gefilte fish with the herring, with the kishke, with the picha. They started to knock it over, and the smell started mixing. They started to get nauseous. And after running around over the truck back and forth, they finally said, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we realized that they were telling the truth. So one of my patrolmen comes over to me and said, Mr. Sergeant, look at this. You know, we belong to the wrong people. In Pasuk it says, in Kesef Talda, when you're granting a loan, and Sami, you know how you loan money. So on Yimoch, an Arman, help an Arman, is, the Gemara says that Shloisha Tzedakah, 3 people cry in vain, and there's nobody to help them. One is a mother blade, that he grants a loan without any witnesses present, and then later when it comes to pay, so sometimes the Yeshua gets a hold of him a weak moment. He still looks around and says, nobody saw me take the money from him, and I'll be so much more comfortable if I don't pay back that loan. So he denies it as much. He said, Marcia, you should never do that. A loan should always be witnesses present. That's by a loan. When you're helping a Norman, helping somebody in need, and you're giving tzedakah, that has to be complete privacy. Mat b'seiser yichape'at. That's the greatest degree of tzedakah. When it's anonymous, nobody knows who the benefactor is. So the going pages, that's the pshat and pasuk. In Kesef Talbot, when you're granting a loan, make sure asami that there's people present, ages. Esooni, when you're helping a Norman imoch, only you and he, nobody else should be present. Nani Makashu Oimer, Rotzak Baruch Hu, Zakish Es Israel, the Zikos Hebron Torah Mitzvah, Shinamar.